Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Now today we're going to be taking a look at and talking about this thing over my right shoulder. This is the Leoxz XGT Ultimate Steering Wheel. Now the sim racing steering wheel market has never been better, and no matter what style of wheel you want, you can pretty much get it. But to do well, a sim racing steering wheel has got to do something different or have something different to other wheels on the market. And here, the Leoxz XGT Ultimate might just have that. But before we dive in any further, the necessary disclaimer. Leoxz sent me this wheel to test and use, so I haven't paid for it. But Leoxz don't have any creative control over this video, and they don't see it before you do. I'm not affiliated with Leoxz in any way, shape or form. There's no affiliate links, and there's no incentives for you to purchase one of these wheels via any links I leave in the description. I don't benefit financially in any way if you buy one of these, and it's not a sponsored video. So, believe it or not, I don't ever ask anyone for anything. But as you can imagine, any YouTube channel with a few followers gets asked to check out new products. But unless it's something of interest to me or potentially you, I usually politely decline. But I genuinely thought this wheel might just be the wheel that people are looking for. So I'll give you some info about the wheel. It's a Formula style wheel coming in at 295mm, and it's fitted with polyurethane grips. The shell of the wheel is made out of CNC machined aluminium, and it's got a 4mm thick carbon fibre front plate. On the front of the wheel you've got 14 RGB backlit buttons, 2 thumb encoders, 2 7-way funky switches and 5 front rotary encoders. You've got 21 RGB LEDs across the top of the wheel, above the screen, which is a 4.3-inch IPS screen with a resolution of 800 by 480. It's 60 frames a second, and it's fully compatible with SimHub. On the rear of this particular version of the wheel, we've got the paddle shifters, the extra paddle shifters up top, and a dual clutch. At the top in the centre, you've also got a small antenna for the wireless functions of this wheel, which I'll speak about briefly very shortly. But the one I've got here, it's powered via one USB cable connected straight to the PC. But this wheel is also compatible with Fanatec wheelbases when using the Fanatec quick release. And there's also a wireless kit which can be purchased separately. So this could be potentially the ultimate Fanatec wheel rim. But you can also use this wirelessly on PC, but you'd have to have a quick release which is capable of delivering the power for the screen. Now, Leoxz can provide you with the wheel with a QR attached for Fanatec, Moser or Simagic, or you can get the wheel without any QR, which is what I've got here. And the quick release is a pretty standard 70mm mounting pattern. So in the box, you get the wheel, USB cable, a sticker sheet for the buttons, some nylon tweezers to make that sticker application a little bit easier, and some 6mm paddle spacers if you've got hands like pig's trotters, just to give you a little bit more clearance or reach. So normally in these videos I save the price until the end, but the price is one of the reasons why I said yes to take a look at the wheel rim. For this version I have here, with all the paddles, without the QR, it's going to cost you €679 plus taxes and shipping. If you didn't want the extra paddles or dual clutch, the price drops to €559 plus taxes and shipping. And for a wheel with a screen in 2025, I think that's a really strong price. But does being on the cheaper side make it cheap? So I've been testing this wheel now for a few weeks, and I always say the best way to test new hardware is to use it as intended for an extended period of time. And when I look at new products, I look at them as if I'm going to buy it with my own money, and usually break it down into 4 simple categories: looks, build quality, performance, and value for money. So first up, let's talk about looks. And let's be honest, it pretty much mirrors the design of most wheels on the market today that have a screen. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't get me wrong, it looks nice, the carbon fibre looks great, and when plugged in and lit up, it looks even better. However, the rear is pretty underwhelming, which is definitely more function over form. But you don't see the rear when it's on the rig, So you could argue that that doesn't really matter anyway. But you've always got to have the price in mind. And compromises are always going to have to be made somewhere to keep the price where it is. Now, onto build quality, which is really good. The wheel I have here is perfect. There's no marks, no blemishes, no flex in the wheel, which I was quite surprised about, to be honest, as it's not the thickest wheel that I've ever used. The buttons are excellent with a really nice positive click, and the rotary encoders have got nice positive steps. The screen's got an aluminium surround, which keeps things nice and tidy up front. Genuinely, no complaints about the build quality of this wheel rim whatsoever. Now onto performance, which again is excellent. Ergonomically, the wheel is brilliant. All the buttons and rotaries are within easy reach. The grips are comfortable with just a small amount of squish. The RGB RPM lights are crisp and clear, and the screen is absolutely fantastic. Really bright, really responsive. Now the wheel isn't too heavy either. I think it comes in about 1,500 grams without the QR. So the force feedback felt really nice, loads of detail, really snappy. Every button works as it should. The rotaries have been faultless. The dual clutch, dead easy to set up on the screen, actually on the wheel, which has worked perfectly when I've needed the dual clutch for race starts. And finally onto price and value for money. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, any wheel rim hitting the market right now has got to do something a bit different to stand out from the million others out there. And one of the things that Leoxz has got going for it is the price. For this wheel I've got here, all singing, all dancing, with all the paddles on the rear, the screen, RGB buttons, LEDs, €679 plus taxes. I think that's exceptional value for money in today's market. Not to mention, this is also compatible with Fanatec direct drive wheelbases, so this could be the best Fanatec wheel on the market, and it isn't even made by Fanatec. But as sim racers, we are very lucky right now. We've got plenty of choice, and whatever piece of hardware we go for, 99% of the time it's going to be good and up to the job. Now, I'm not here to try and sell you this wheel, but merely to tell you that if it's not on your shortlist, it should be. So I want to say a huge thank you to Leoxz for sending me this wheel to test and use. I'll leave a link down below in the description to the Leoxz website if you want to go and check it out in a little bit more detail. But as always, thanks for watching. Have a great week. See you later. Cheers.